Shiba Inu token users are living in an exciting time because the token has been making some really good moves lately. Shib's price and market cap are better than they have been in a long time, and things look like they will get even better. If you are interested in this, watch this video all the way through to find out everything. Disclaimer: first of all, Shib has been in the news lately because its market cap has passed that of the well-known stablecoin USD. For those who don't know, BUSD is a stablecoin on Binance. Since New York's financial regulator told Paxos to stop making the token, it has been losing market share. In addition to this, Shib have been doing pretty well. It makes sense that Shib has surpassed the token in terms of market cap. Shiba's market cap is currently $6.8 billion, and it is ranked 14th by market cap on CoinGecko's list of the top cryptocurrencies. If Shib keeps doing as well as it has been, it should be able to move up to 13th place in no time. This spot is currently held by Litecoin, which has a market cap of $6.9 billion. I think we can close that gap soon, but what do you think? Please tell us what you think in the comments. As usual, when things like this happen, people have been trying to figure out why Shib's market cap value went up so much. But before we get to that, this station gives away 100,000 Shib every day to anyone who wants to take part. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a message below. Hashtag Shiba Inu. Best of luck. Well, everyone seems to agree that this rise has something to do with the changes in the Shiba Inu ecosystem that have been going for a while now. With all the updates and news, it's easy to see how people's trust has been growing, which would naturally lead to more purchases. One of the newest changes is related to the metaverse. In an earlier video, I said that the developers have said that the metaverse should be up and running by December of this year. They said that this project wouldn't be finished by the end of the year, but people would be able to use and explore many of the features. Having a vague idea of when the Shiba Inu metaverse would come out must have given Shib holders hope. When it comes to hope, there are a number of Shiba holders whose hope in Shib has been proven. Just by putting in a small amount of money, these owners became millionaires and billionaires almost overnight. And one backer just quit his job after what happened. I mean, if you were a truck driver and all of a sudden got $1 million, you would probably do the same thing. The former truck driver, whose name hasn't been given, put only $670 into Shib in 2020, around the time the game came out. This means that this investor was there when Shib were added to the number. But he stayed anyway, and the next year, he made a lot of money because of his patience. In just a few months, the $670 he spent on Shib turned into $1.7 million. We wouldn't have known anything about this if the former truck driver's boss hadn't come forward and said something. The employee's name was kept secret by the boss. He just seemed happy for the person who used to work for him. What he wrote on Twitter is below. What if one of my drivers quit because he made $1.7 million investing $670 in cryptocurrency? Good guys, kids? Doesn't matter. Still, that will make the bankers and lawyers who work hard for $500,000 a year very angry. Some people might wonder why I'm telling this story again. You may have even heard this story or one like it before. Well, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything like that. Before making any kind of financial commitment, it's still up to you to do your own study. But you might want to think about stories like this as you think about what to do. Not advice about money, though. So, what can we learn from this story? Well, the main point is that there might be good reasons to wait out a price drop. Remember that this former truck driver saw Shib at a zero not long after the coin was released, but he did so. When other investors were in the same situation, they got scared and chose to sell. They've been sorry ever since. On the other hand, this guy, who used to drive a truck, is not at all sorry about what he did. Please keep in mind, though, that this is not money advice. If you thought this was really helpful, please leave a review and tell your friends about this video. It helps a lot with YouTube's algorithm, which helps me keep making better movies. Anyway, is there anything else you should think about as you make your choice? Is that there have been good changes in the environment of the Shiba Inu. We've already talked about how the development team wants to make sure the ecosystem is at least useful by the end of the year. But it looks like Shiba Inu and games might get even more updates soon. Shiba Eternity, a game about Shiba Inus, came out in October of last year. This is not news. You also know that Shiba Eternity was helped along by the famous game designer William Volk, who worked as an advisor. Well, he just tweeted something interesting lately. He put up a picture of two Shiba Inus on a leash and wrote a description for it, while tagging both the main Shiba account and the Shiba Eternity account. It must be a sign. Why? No one knows. Volk wrote the things he wrote. But what if it has to do with what Satoshi said earlier this year about the game? Satoshi Kusama, said in a Shibarium blog post this year that the goal of Shiba Eternity was to make a good game that could be used by the larger Shibushi community and licensed to make a rewarding Shibarium version. He said this plan was still on track and gave a hint about a blockchain release show. This could be Volk's way of telling the people that the growth has already begun. Since he helped create the game as a consultant, it would make sense. But he could also be teasing about something else, like a new game. Or he could just be teasing everyone and nothing new is coming. Please tell us what you think about this in the comments. Just one more thing before we leave for the day. Shiba Inu is once again setting new records. Right now, there are more long-term investments in Shiba than ever before. It's not strange that there are long-term tenants. People who own a lot of cryptocurrencies have been in the market for a long time. But Gabe users seem to be more determined than many other crypto holders, especially given how the market is doing right now. So you really get what I'm trying to say. More than 60% of people who have SHIB tokens have had them for more than a year. That is, more than 800,000 people have stubbornly refused to sell their SHIB tokens even when the market doesn't look good. This also means that a lot of people will make a lot of money when the price of SHIB finally hits that 1 cent dream. If you ask me, that's a nice way to look at it. At the same time, there are a lot fewer people who seem to be cruisers. About 30% of all Shiba Inu holders are now people who have only had the token for a year or less. That's about 360,050,005 pockets. And there are now only about 3% of people who have had their passes for less than a month. These numbers show that SHIB has been able to get a more stable group of investors. It's good that many people in the market right now don't seem to be looking for quick money. It could mean that there won't be as many people leaving in the future. But we'll have to wait and see. I can't help but also point out that the number of people who have had their tokens for less than a month isn't that high. This makes me think that not many people have bought SHIB for the first time recently. Don't you think that these new people would make up the population of less than a month? In any case, I'm just thinking. Please tell us what you think in the area below. We've reached the end of this movie. If you like the movie, please like it and don't forget to leave a comment in the section for comments. This helps me a lot with how YouTube works. Also, please let as many people as possible know about this movie. Let's tell everyone about this.